Hey man, this is Murdoch wrong again, man. Tell you what, man. I'm sitting here and I'm vaping and I'm having a good time. And I got myself a new device. And I hadn't done a video in a long time, especially a review of a device. And that's because I hadn't really bought too many devices recently. I mean, and the ones that I have acquired and bought, they're basically the same thing, over and over and over again. They look different. They have different features. Add a feature, but that feature might be used somewhere. You know what I'm saying? It's lately there's been a lot of devices that are, for the most part, the same, with just different, like how they look. And when you look at this device, and this is the V3trnonix Flip, that's the first thing that kind of comes to mind. It's always just another device with 3D engravings. Now, the 3D engravings are nice. I didn't buy it for the engravings, though. This engraving right here, the main one, with their logo, it's a little sharp right there, so it can kind of dig into your hand. But I didn't buy it for the engravings. They do a custom engraving, which is cool. It's like $25 extra, but it's cool. But let me tell you, man, I bought this on a Saturday night, like Alaska time, Saturday night. Monday morning, when I woke up, I had shipping notification, and Thursday at lunchtime, I had it physically in my hand with the custom engraving. So, good shipping on it, good fast shipping on it. So, right there, I was like, okay, that's good. But that is not really, that's the company that makes it, that's not the device itself. Now, this device, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, okay, but then I was watching some video, and if you want to see close-ups and everything, go watch a video. They're there. But it was sitting there explaining, I was like, that's a good idea. I was like, wow, this thing actually has some things that are nice, that are different than some other devices. And the main selling factor on this was the switch to me, to be honest. Because I like to put my device in my pocket, so I need a locking switch, And I don't like the belly button type locking switch. And locking rings, I put up with. That's the most effective locking mechanism to date on any device that I have, is a locking ring. And I put up with them. Sometimes they get stuck. That's the life of a locking ring. You just kind of put up with it. But then I saw this switch on this thing, and it's an outside switch, and you're like, wow, that's kind of neat, But you set it down, and it holds up to the weight of the device, and it's not going to fire. But you turn it one click, and it just clicks one way, and then it clicks back the other way. And right now it's locked. It's not going anywhere. And you just click it back. So it's easy to unlock, and I really don't think that this could get stuck at all. I honestly don't. I mean, I haven't taken the switch apart, and I'll get into why I haven't taken it apart yet. But it's easy. But let me make this really quick. Now, this isn't a fresh battery either. It's the one I've been vaping on all day, so the battery's kind of almost dead. But I'm still getting plenty of vapor out of it. But you lose a little bit, I would say, of voltage, and I think it has to do with the spring inside of the floating center pin up here. I honestly think that's where the disconnect is, but it might not be, because you have to use a spacer if you're not using a kick, and then you're going to lose some voltage there. So, which I'll kind of get into that. That's kind of important. Let's go over this switch right here. So this switch, I showed you the locking thing I liked. The other thing I like about the switch is it uses that O-ring to isolate your battery. Alright? Your battery's not going to make contact with the metal of this switch. I do not like devices that have that. And my day-to-day device that I've been using every day doesn't have that, yet I still use it every day, and I don't like it, because I don't like devices that rely on that thin plastic, heat shrinked plastic on the battery as an isolation. I just don't like it. I don't trust it. But that's just me. And I'm not knocking on devices, because like I said, I use this device every day. This is my day-to-day setup. This Mirandus with the Kraken. That's my day-to-day setup, and I use it every day. So obviously I love the device. But I don't like devices that don't have some form of isolation in the switch. The one thing I don't like about this switch is it's not going to be easy to take apart. I mean, that's normal maintenance. You have to take apart your switch to clean it, because you're going to get carbon buildup inside. You're going to get deposits inside. You're going to get gunk inside. You need to clean inside this switch. But, I mean, a little slit right there would have been nice to be able to... That's just me. That's just me. I don't know. So how this thing works is basically you have these rings that you flip, hence the name flip, to adjust the thing. And this is one of the other selling points that I like. When I heard about it, I was like, that's an amazing idea. You take this ring off and you flip it over and you turn it, and now it's set up. And the reason I like this is because you have some devices that they have a 650 tube, they have a 490 tube, they have a 350 tube, you know, but you have to have them tubes with you in order to use it. So if you get stuck somewhere without them tubes, you're pretty much screwed, and you can't change your setup. This, you have everything with it that you would need. So if you need to swap to a 650 battery and you've been using 490s, you just unscrew, you flip it over, and you're good to go. If you have a kick. Man, I don't like regulated devices. I don't have a kick. Well, I have one. I have a V1, and it's like the third one I've had. And I have it just to say I have it. I never use it. I don't like regulated devices, especially on Genesis style atomizers, and that's what I normally use. That's just me, though. That's just me. So they have this that you can buy. I think this is $7 extra. Don't quote me on the price. But you have to buy this. Why would you not include that? That's just me. I don't know. You can get it custom engraved, like I said, but when you flip this over, it's going to cover up that custom engraving. So you're pretty much limited to 650 mode with a kick or this isolator, which you're going to lose voltage anytime you have a connection. It's just the way it is. And then you got this top cap, and the top cap has a floating center pin, and I think they did it backwards. At least for me they did, because I got used to using the Mirandus. The way the Mirandus works is you screw your atomizer on, you screw your center pin up, and this is the floating part, and as you screw it down, it makes contact with your battery. Okay? That way when you're pressing your battery, your switch, you're not creating pressure on your battery's sliding up, because this pin is also giving way. So this one's same concept, just flip. I guess that's why they call it a flip. I don't know. But this one, the floating part is the top connector. So you have to unscrew this, create pressure on your battery to hold your battery in place, and then when you screw the atomizer on, that pin pushes down and lets the atomizer make contact. Now, the thing I don't like about it being that way is, like I said before with that, is you press the button, you're creating pressure on that battery, and this is where you get these dented bottoms of the battery. And I think the spring, like I might have mentioned this, but I think the spring inside there, I think the spring is, you're losing some voltage in there too, I think. So maybe you might need to get a better spring to put inside. I'm not sure yet. I have noticed a little bit of voltage drop on it. I haven't measured it. But anyways, this Murdoch Roam, man, I just wanted to do this video on this device. I like it. It's not my day-to-day device, but it is what it is. Anyways, this is Murdoch Roam, man. You guys have a good day.